Okay, what's going on? Philly fans, what's up? Uh, Here to talk about what happened today. The Philadelphia Eagles against the Bucks. It was a great game. Um, and we just, I don't feel like we played terrible. Yeah, I feel like the game plan was terrible more than us actually playing bad. We did play bad, but I feel like the game plan could have been a lot better. Um, the offensive game plan, I didn't like it. I feel like we weren't patient enough. I think Hurts, holding the ball for that long. I know you got a great line, but you got to make plays off that line. Blocking for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds. That's a lot. You blocking great uh, defensive players, man. They coming for you, you know, and that can take a toll on the line as well. I just feel like it just wasn't like shout out to Line and with his podcast, my man Line. That's Fulan. We went live on his podcast today, and we were just talking about how the offense, defense of the Eagles never adjusted to what was going on. They never made adjustments. Um, it's just like you got 4 quarters. You got a whole game. And each series, I feel like each series you should make adjustments to each series. Now, it was obvious that the first 2 series that the Bucks was coming to put pressure and disguise different coverages on Hurts. Now, a situation like that, you got to, it's a couple of things you could do. Number one, you could get the ball out to the flat, maybe to Barkley, Gainwell, a couple of, the tight ends, get the ball out quick, some slants or whatever. The Bucks, they did, a lot of credit to the Bucks. They played a great defensive game. They had a great defensive game plan. And I feel like they really confused Hurts today. They confused him. And maybe they confused the whole offense because, it was hard picking guys up. We could barely run the ball in. We was on the goal line. You barely get the ball in. So, that was like, everything was like really tasking today. Like, it was, we had to go deep into the playbook just to get first downs to move the ball. And we started to make a comeback in the second half. We came out, scored a touchdown, and then when we got back on defense, it was just like, nope. We even blocked the conversion. We blocked the conversion, extra point conversion. We blocked that. We momentum came our way and it left our way. It was there and then it wasn't, and it just wasn't enough to beat these guys. Now, I heard that it was very humid there and that had an effect on the players, and you know how the deep south is. That humidity can get bad, especially, you're out there playing ball out there, professional football. It can have an effect on you. So, but at the same time, we're professional. We're professionals. That we're trained to play in certain weather conditions, coldness, the heat. We're trained to do this. This is our job. So this is something that we, as professionals, and not just talking about the players, but the actual staff as well, making sure the guys are hydrated, making sure they got the right cleats, making sure that they got the right equipment for humidity. Like, all that plays a factor into a team. You have to have staff that's able to go above and beyond and make sure the players are comfortable so they can perform. And I don't think none of that happened today. Defensive, offensive coordinators, it's hard. I'm sitting here. They're at the actual game, so I can't really say. But they're pros, so that's why we kind of like have strong opinions on this stuff because we expect the highest You guys getting paid millions, hundreds of thousands. We expect high professional performances, good performances every time you guys take the field. Now I know it's a regular season, 4th game of the year. I don't expect Philly to win every game. Nobody does, But the Bucs beat us in the playoffs last year, and it just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I don't know about the players. Maybe they don't really, I know they care, but maybe it's like, the bye week coming up. Maybe there's, maybe just the mindset was just, let's just go out there and play and get out of here and don't get hurt, and don't get hurt and get ready for October and November, because that's really where the championships are won, right there. November, you play good ball in November, get yourself into the playoffs. I still feel like we can win the division. Washington, they had a good game today. They had a good game. But I feel like we are right there. And, to turn that corner, or to go over that hump to being great. We got a lot of great and talented players, but we got to bring it together. Coaches, we got to bring it together. Now I'm gonna take a look at the stats, and let me just, I ain't trying to put you to sleep, guys, but let me just look at the numbers, and I'm gonna look at Hurts first. I'm gonna look at his numbers: 18 of 30, 158 yards passing, 1 touchdown. I felt like, his numbers could have been better. His numbers could have been higher today. Smith is out. A.J. Brown is out. So, guys that he are very, very familiar with. Some of these other receivers not too familiar. And, a lot of people say, well, they're on the same team. Yeah, but a quarterback must be familiar with his receivers, because then, sometimes the route may not work the way you practice it. Sometimes a route has to be broken off, and you know what your guy is going to do as a quarterback. You know what your guy is going to do. You get the ball to him. Kelsey, Mahomes is a great example of that. They sometimes they go out there and just play street ball. And it works. So I think a lot of quarterbacks are comfortable with certain receivers. That's just the way the game is. You're comfortable with certain receivers, and you want to get the ball out fast. You got seconds to get the ball out. Once you snap the ball, you got seconds to get the ball out, not minutes. You got seconds. So you got to find a guy, and when you know your own receivers' way, or their tendencies, or what they're going to possibly do if the route gets broken off and stuff like that. What are they going to do to help the quarterback make that completion? And that's key. Baker Mayfield, 30 of 47. He had 30 of 47. So he had a great game. 347 yards. He had a great game. 2 touchdowns. Pressure. He didn't see a lot of pressure today. There were times that we did get to him and we did force bad throws. Almost a couple of picks. And key penalties as well. Key penalties at key situations. The interference call was questionable. Then the punt situation, what was going on there? We had 2 bad punt situations happen. So that a lot of sloppy play, and we can't have that. If we want to get on that championship train and win that championship, we can't have that. Baker Mayfield basically threw the ball to everybody today. He threw the ball to his whole team. Irvin had 49 yards, 1 touchdown. White had 49 yards. Who's that? Tucker. Let me go to the receiving core here. That was the running backs, Irvin and White. That's 100 yards combined. Both of them had 49 yards. That's 100 yards combined. Let's go to the receiving core of the Bucs. So the receiving core of the Bucs, we start with Evans. Evans had 94 yards. Godwin had 69 yards. You know, that's over 100 something yards. That's almost 200 yards right there. 52 yards for what was it? I used to pronounce it Oten. Shepard had 51 yards. You know, White, Palmer, Tucker, Irvin. These are running backs. You know, these guys had yards. So we look at Goddard. He had 62 yards. Barkley had 32 yards. You know, receiving. What did Barkley do on the ground? Barkley had 84 yards on the ground. So Barkley had a decent game. Yeah, 84 yards on the ground. You know, that's not bad. Hurts had 20 yards running. Gainwell had 9 yards. And I feel like we got to get Gainwell more involved in a game plan. You know, we're playing him like he is. Like, I know he's a backup, but we don't have to play him like a backup. You know what I mean? I feel like he's proven himself that he can make things happen out there on the field. So I think we should get this guy more involved in the offense. Let's look at third downs. Okay. Third down conversions, okay, Philly 6 of 13. The Bucks are 6 of 13, so I feel like they converted more than that. But total yards for each team, the Bucks had 445 yards, nearly 500 yards or 550 yards, and the Eagles had 227 total yards. The Eagles really didn't. I mean, they had time possession because they didn't really, you know, they weren't on the field that much. Time of possession. Let's see if I can find that stat somewhere. I know I should have had it together already, but let me see. I know I saw it. Because time of possession, you know, that's a lot. Here it is. Let's see. They had total time of possession. That's the Bucks right there. See, so you look at the Bucks. They had, you know, one drive 15 minutes, another drive 7 minutes and 49 seconds. You know, they possessed the ball for long periods of time. You know, and when we did get on the field, we had a lot of 3 and outs and turnovers. So we didn't have the ball much in this game. We didn't have the ball much. So I feel like, you know, moving forward, you know, I know everybody has their opinion. I feel like moving forward, we have to make more adjustments on the play calling in the game. You know, look at the first 2 series, offense and defense, and you know, see what's really working and what's not working. Because the first 2 series of a game is going to tell you a whole lot. And it's going to tell you basically about the defensive game plan for the opposite team. Like, you know, the opposition is going to show you, okay, what it's going to show you what they're trying to do. Are they trying to bring pressure all crazy? Yes. You know, okay, they're trying to bring pressure all crazy. Okay, what are we going to do to avoid that or get around that pressure? What are some things we can do? We all know what those answers are. You know, run the draw play, run stuff. You know, throw some passes out to the flat. You know, maybe a zone toss. You know, something quick to the outside of that blitz. You know, I just feel like adjustments weren't really made. They kept showing like the defensive coordinator. They kept showing them and the offensive coordinator, but it just looked like, you know, nothing changed, you know, in the entire game. You know, the first half, you go into halftime. I don't know. I guess they made some adjustments, and that first drive they scored, but it just everything went downhill as soon as the Bucks got the ball back. Like, you know, they just drove right down the field once again. You know, and like I said, it's just like we got taken by surprise today. Like, we just didn't see a lot of missed tackles on defense. A lot of missed tackles. I wasn't expecting that. And it just looked like fatigue just set in. and there was nothing they could do. It's just one of those days. Just one of those games. You just nothing goes your way, and that happens to the best. Um, I feel like certain organizations, they try their best to adjust or have the game plan before going in. Like, I mean, the Chiefs are 4-0. I hate to keep using the Chiefs as an example, but they're the world champs, number one, for the second time in a year in a row, and then they're going for number three in a row, and they're 4-0 this year so far. They're probably going to get beat at some point this year, maybe once or twice, maybe four times. I don't know, but from what I see right now, going into each game, their game plans are solid. Adjustments that they're making are solid. They're solid. Blankenship had a decent game, but secondary pretty much got smoked. They got burnt. They got sliced and diced. And the running games for the Bucks was crazy. And they were just running right between the tackles, outside. It was just a lot going on offensively that, defensively we couldn't keep up. I didn't expect the Bucks to have a game plan like that. I didn't expect that at all. They came right out the gate like, you know, that loss they had to Denver last week. I guess they was like, nah, this ain't happening again. You know what I mean? They ran us out of town, man. They ran us out of town. They threw us out of town. But it's okay. If we see them again in the playoffs, it would worry me, yeah, because I feel like our game plan just But I feel like if we play them again, if we see them in the playoffs, I think we'll play them better, and we may beat them this time. Every offense has what you call. I guess you can crack the code of every offense, but you gotta study it, and you gotta know what they're doing. Like what are their tendencies? How's the line blocking? What kind of blocking is the line doing? It's a lot of stuff that goes into that, and I feel like as an NFL team, staff, personnel, coaches, assistant coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, you have to be able to have answers for those problems. That's their job as coaches. Nick Sirianni as well. He's the head coach. You got to have answers for the problems. You know what I mean? Life goes on. You know what I mean? The season goes on. So, all we can do now is basically put ourselves in position to play better. The bye week comes in. Who do we have after the bye week? Let me look up the schedule and see what's going on in the schedule, because there's just so much happening right now. So much happening right now. Guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, get some more. I need more subscribers, guys. Subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. Listen to me babble about what's going on. I'm gonna get into other subject matters as we go. I did want to break down. I may do that tomorrow. I want to break down certain teams that I feel like are playoff bound and that may be at the end. We already know the Chiefs are going to be there. We know that. Everybody else right now, we don't know. We have no idea. We have no idea. Because week to week, I don't know which Eagles team is going to show up. I don't know which team is going to show up. I don't know what defensive line is going to show up. What defense is going to show up. I don't know what offense is going to show up. What offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator is going to show up. What head coach is going to show up. I don't know. This is week to week now. But it's still early. So we got to get the kinks out. You know what I mean? I'm going to take a look at this Eagles schedule and see, who's next. Because there's so much going on, man. I believe we got the Browns coming up. Yeah, we got the Browns coming up. Lost to the Bucks today. So we got the Browns coming up after the bye week. Then we get into a little bit of division play. We got the Giants coming up. Then we got Cincinnati. That's gonna be a good game. Jacksonville, another good game. Then we got the Cowboys, Washington, the Rams. Yeah, that's gonna be another tough game. I think that's on the road. The Rams is on the road. Where the Bengals at? Jacksonville is that? Jacksonville. They coming to us. And we gotta go to Cincinnati. It's not a far trip. It's right there in Ohio. We got the Ravens and we got the Ravens in Baltimore at Baltimore. That's gonna be another tough game. Then we got Carolina at the link. The Steelers at the link. Washington at Washington. Cowboys. Giants. We finish out with the Giants. So this schedule is not a piece of cake that we have. This is not a piece of cake schedule. Because Washington is playing good ball right now. Their quarterback, he's playing good ball right now. Guys, whatever's going on, we got to get it fixed because this schedule is a beast. I mean, I didn't remember, I didn't look at the schedule and memorize it, but, looking at it now, it's like, wow, it stands out a little bit. We're 2-2 right now. Against some pretty good teams. Falcons won again today. So, we're 2-2 against some pretty good teams, but we got some pretty good teams coming. Cincinnati's playing good ball. The Giants, you never know with the Giants. You never know with them. It's a division game, so division games are tough. Cowboys, we don't know. I feel like the Cowboys are going to put it together at some point, and they're going to be better. So, it's just a matter of, what we're doing. What we're doing when it comes to film study and just making simple adjustments or big adjustments to get this thing going. Like, it's just a lot going on right now. I feel like Hurts, he's got to get the ball out quicker. When you see that blitz coming every play, you're not going to be able to make a big play out of every play. And I'm not saying give up on a play, but we got to get the ball out quicker. We got to have some more checkdowns and things like that for him to go to. Because if he gets hurt, the season's really going to be done. Like, it's really going to be done. So, we got to protect Hurts and get the ball out of his hands quicker. He's a great passer. I mean, where he positions the ball sometimes, I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So, we got to make it more available to him where he can go to the check down, hit the tight end, as opposed to trying to make a big play on every play. Like a guy said on the podcast earlier, he was saying, he was like, why are we running these long developing plays when we got the blitz coming at us? You know what I mean? You got to have a game plan for a team that likes to blitz a lot. You got to have because we really should have been burning them. Truth be told, if they rushing like that, if they blitzing like that, off the edge, up the middle and all that, we supposed to be burning them. They supposed to get burnt. Like, oh, you going to blitz? Oh, we going to hit that joint down off the sideline. We gonna hit Barkley out the flat. He gonna burn you off for about 10, 15 yards. We supposed to be able to have that repertoire. You know what I mean? And we look really predictable today. That's why I feel like the Bucs defense was able to do what they did because we were very predictable. It seemed like they kind of knew what we were trying to do. As far as confusing Hurts, they did that. They confused them, and because they were disguising coverages. Hurts has to be able to recognize that and see that. Okay, offensively, we should be able to deal with that. You know what I mean? We gotta have plays that deal with that. You gotta have plays for a team that blitzes, a team that runs a lot of man to man, a team that runs a lot of zone or zone blitz. You know, what the tendencies are with this defense, what they like to do in certain situations. Third and short, they like to blitz. Okay, we got to have a play for that. You know what I mean? So it's just, adjustments have to be made. Film study got to come in play. Reading different defenses and tendencies. I feel like the game plan the game plans going into the game got to be better. We got to be better, more prepared for those game plans going in. You know what I mean? So that's basically about it. As far as that, I want to talk about that. Um, Things that we could have had done better. I mean, losing, we don't want to lose, but if you're going to lose, at least learn from the loss and get better on it. Now the thing about that is, after we come off the bye week, we got Cleveland, and Cleveland game. Who was that? Okay, that's at home. Being at home or on the road, there are on the road factors like weather, crowd noise, stuff like that. But these guys are pros. They're used to dealing with that. That shouldn't have a real major factor on your play. You got trying to call an audible maybe and the crowd's going crazy. That can happen. But these days you don't see that too much happening. Um, the gameplay has to be better. We gotta tackle better on defense, and the defensive line has to show up. Guys, you the most physical guys. Defensive line, linebacker. You the most everybody. I ain't gonna say defense. I'm not gonna say the guys are the front seven and all that. I'm gonna say the entire team. Guys had got to be physical. These receivers gotta know. Okay, you coming across that middle. You might get tagged. You definitely gonna get hit. We're gonna hit you legally, but we gonna tag you. You know, running back, you come up the middle, we gonna try to knock your head clean off. You know what I mean? So this stuff got to get better, man. These quarterbacks are supposed to fear the defensive line. When they drop back, they need to be running for their life. Straight up, they need to be running for their life. Let's get, let's try to get back to having fun. You know what I mean? Let's get back to having fun and attacking defense. We need to be a more attacking defense. And offensively, I feel like we can get more physical as well. We got the best offensive line in football. Let's show that. Let's see it. You know what I mean? Let's get Barkley. He's the leading rusher, right? Let's get Barkley. Let Barkley go crazy. So I just wanted to bring that up. Talk about that and bring things up to speed. You know what I mean? Sunday night is late, but I just want to talk about that. I'm tired, guys. I did the live earlier and spent the rest of the day with my son, hanging out with him. He ran me crazy, and then here I am at the end of the night. I just watched a little bit of the Baltimore game. Baltimore did a great job against the Bills. Bills they've been playing great ball, and this was a big game for Baltimore. This is a big win for them because they had a couple of some losses, man. They were down, so big win for Baltimore tonight. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna try to get some things in tomorrow where we start talking about all the teams in the NFL and start breaking that stuff down. Now that may be a long video. I'm at 30 minutes right now. So like I said, guys, like and subscribe. Let's get this thing going so we can go live and start getting opinions from people around the world, around the nation on the NFL, man. Let's just get into it, man. This is a great season so far, great season in the NFL. A lot of talented players on these teams, man. Hey, it's just going to get better. So, like and subscribe, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. Hey, and we're going to keep doing this thing. You know what I mean? Sport talk for real. You know what I mean? Check me out. Appreciate you guys.